No, loyalty is meaning everything. They do what you want them to do. No, even if you're wrong. Mia is into this control thing. Oh, ask me, can you have permission to do this? Oh, ask me, can you have permission to do that? That I'm not doing that. I'm grown.
Welcome back to the Global Dynasty YouTube channel. This is a platform for today's society to stay current with celebrity, entertainment, pop culture, and news. This video is meant for entertainment purposes only. Y'all, let's get into the most recent episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac, episode 8, Queen versus Queen. So, of course, the beginning of this episode picks right up from the big spat between Mia and Wendy, and they're still at the table, and Ashley speaks up, and she says, Mia is my girl, but that was completely unnecessary, which it was. And for some reason, Giselle, she does this thing where she just has to put her 2 cents in, and of course, she chimes in, and she says that both sides were unnecessary. So at this point, Mia is ready to go back home, so she's on the phone with G, trying to get him to book her a flight back. Wendy wants to go home. Emotions are at an all-time high at this point. So Karen decides to go to the car to talk to Mia to see how she's doing, and Mia is feeling some type of way because she feels that Karen didn't have her back. So Karen explains to her, look, both sides were wrong in this situation. You should not have thrown the drink, and Wendy should not have said what she said about your husband. And one thing that I found funny was Karen's confessional. She questions Mia for bringing Charisse along her birthday trip, knowing that they're at odds. So I find it funny that Mia wants Karen to have her back, but she doesn't have Karen's back. So the ladies decide to leave bar 1 and go back to the house, and the car seating goes as followed. Karen, Charisse, Wendy, and Ashley rode back together. Mia, Giselle, Jacqueline, and Robin rode back together. So Robin feels as if Karen didn't diffuse the situation, and then of course Giselle has to back her up, and she thinks Karen is straddling the fence because Karen didn't say anything to Wendy when Wendy had all those things to say about G. So first and foremost, what exactly was Karen supposed to do to diffuse the situation? 2, Robin sat there on her phone and recorded Wendy the entire time and talked about how she was antagonistic. She didn't do anything to diffuse the situation, and Giselle just sat there and looked at the entire situation. So why would they think that Karen would be the designated person to prevent any of this from happening? That's what I want to know.
Stupid! Use your common sense.
At this point, the ladies are now wanting Karen to be accountable for a situation that she had nothing to do with. If anything, all of this energy needs to be directed to Mia because she's the one that got physical and decided to throw her drink and also hit Wendy with her purse. Karen didn't do those things. So at this point, the ladies get back to the house, and Giselle questions Charisse how her car ride went with the other ladies, and then Giselle also wants to know if Wendy is leaving or not. My thing is, why does it concern you, Giselle? Why are you always inserting yourself into someone else's business? Sit this one out. This is not your night. You've been sitting back and sitting quiet this whole time. Why be vocal at this point? So the ladies are also sitting around with Mia, asking her how she feels at this point, and Mia's just like, I'm okay at this point. I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are okay at this point. And so I don't understand why they're coddling Mia. They're acting as if she didn't do anything wrong. And it's very sickening to watch. And it's all because they dislike Wendy. There was a point in one of the confessionals with Robin where the producers called her out and said, it seems like you're siding with Mia more. And Robin looks at her and says, of course I am, because I don't like Wendy. So you mean to tell me in your grown age that you don't know right from wrong, and you're just simply siding with someone that you know is wrong because you don't like the other person? Robin, grow up. So the next day comes for Karen's birthday events, and at this point, it's just Giselle, Ashley, and Sharice downstairs. So Giselle takes it upon herself and points out the fact that Ashley seemed very upset last night. And so Ashley lets her know, like, look, I'm not really into violence. And Giselle brings up the situation that happened with Candace and Monique, and she tells Ashley it's a good thing that you were in the bathroom when the barn brawl happened. And Giselle, now you want to compare the situations, but you didn't see how you were wrong for siding with Mia. But when the situation with Monique happened, you don't condone violence. Make it make sense, because it doesn't. And then, of course, because Sharice doesn't have any lines for this season, she has no storyline. I don't understand why she's around. She chimes in and thinks that Ashley is contradicting herself. If Ashley is contradicting herself, so is Giselle. Point blank, period. So Candace finally joins the ladies at the pool, and Karen, Ashley, and Candace are having a conversation. They're talking about how things went down with Wendy, and Candace doesn't like how Wendy is being ostracized by the other women, and she also gets emotional about how the other women are treating Wendy. And it's good to see that somebody has Wendy's back, because these other women don't. Karen usually plays it neutral, and I will say that Ashley actually has Wendy's back for the first time in a while, and I'm glad that her and Candace could actually put their situation on pause to be there for Wendy and support Karen throughout her birthday. So the girls call Wendy and they invite her to the beach day. Karen goes inside and asks Mia, I say ask because it's not like she told her that Wendy's coming along, but she let her know, like, look, it's my birthday and I actually would really like everyone to be there. So of course, Mia being Mia, very spiteful, very childish, she lets Karen know it's too soon for her to be around Wendy, and she doesn't want Wendy to think that it's okay for her to talk about her husband. My thing is, Wendy didn't talk about your husband until you poured the drink in her face. So you need to know that throwing drinks aren't okay. And so the whole mindset that Mia has right now, as if she didn't do anything wrong, it baffles me. I just don't understand. I don't understand. So, of course, Mia isn't accepting of the idea that everybody can be cordial in the same space. And Karen has to basically call Wendy back and retract her invite. And Karen basically lets Mia know that she's going to be checking on Wendy. And so, of course, Ashley and Candace decided they want to tag along with Karen. And Mia catches wind of that, and she goes to the car and she lets Ashley and Candace know that they'll have to find somewhere else to stay because they're going to go check on Wendy. And she says that she's being transparent with them. Ashley let her know how petty she was being. Candace paid it because Candace already knew, I'm coming back to this house, child, bye. But one, Mia, who do you think you are that these grown women have to check in with you and let you know what they're doing and when they're going to do it? You don't pay their bills. They do not have to answer to you at all. And two, who do you think you are telling someone that they can't stay where production paid? You did not fund this trip, and we all know that production funds the trips, and if the ladies want to do upgrades, then that's on them. There was no upgrades this trip, boo, so this was all on production's pockets. You're not running this show. They already knew they was going back. Ashley sent her a text message like, look, I don't appreciate you thinking you could change these accommodations, but I will be sleeping where I'm sleeping tonight. Okay? Play with somebody else, but you're not playing with Ashley this season. You're not. So the ladies go and meet up with Wendy, and Wendy actually reveals some interesting information. Wendy basically lets the girls know that she doesn't understand why Mia went so hard for Peter when Peter is going around saying that he's not close with Mia or G because he doesn't like how Mia did something shady to his girlfriend at the time. So we don't understand where all that smoke came from for Mia when apparently, according to Peter, the grass is not green on the other side. So after the other ladies went to beach day and the other ladies went to dinner with Wendy, everybody meets back up at the house, and Mia asked to speak with Karen. And so Karen goes in a room, and it's Mia and Jacqueline. And Jacqueline decides to open up the situation and speak for Mia. And she tells Karen that Mia feels some type of way over Karen's position in the situation that happened with Wendy. One, why does Mia have Jacqueline speaking for her if she asked to speak with Karen directly? At this point, the friend doves need some rules. They need to know, when to speak and when not to speak. And I'm not saying that to be rude, but Jacqueline, it's not your moment. Okay? So they're having a conversation, and Mia thinks that Karen is straddling the fence. And Karen lets Mia know, look, loyalty is not classified by being by someone's side when they're in the wrong. Karen stands firm that both sides were wrong. And that's one thing that I like about Karen. She's a very neutral person. And if she has friends on both sides, you can't convince her. You can't at all. And so Mia let Karen know that she picked her side when she went to go check up on Wendy. So again, Mia's in this situation where she's mad that her friends don't fully have her back, and she doesn't see it as being loyal. Honestly, Mia wouldn't know loyalty if it hit her in the face, especially how she acted the entire trip with her childhood best friend and how she tried to call her out. But she's now the spokesperson of loyalty. Okay. Y'all, tell me how y'all feel about this episode in the comments. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And come back around this time next week, because we definitely got to get into the next episode, because I think we're going to get Karen. All right, y'all. Until next time.